So we're going to try working through all 34 of the classical mat Pilates exercises, those as they are written down in that particular order in Joseph Pilates' book, Return to Life Through Contrology. Please join me if you would like to. It's going to be a nice strong workout, but I want you to take care of your own body and listen to where you need to make your own modifications, and I probably will do the same. But we're going to start coming down onto the mat. So we'll start how Joseph Pilates did, in a standing position with genie arms and then crossing at the ankles and slowly lowering down to the sitting position, reaching the arms and the legs long to come onto the mat. I'm just going to scoot over so I'm a little bit more central here. First exercise is the 100. We lift the head, lift the shoulders, press the breastbone into the belly, press the low back into the mat. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to keep that coming. Now, of course, if reaching the legs long and low like this is tough, you could bring your legs into tabletop or even reach them a little bit higher. 50 more. Keep the arms pumping, keep the breastbone pressing into the belly, last 2 rounds. And on your last exhale, release, everything comes down onto the mat. Next up is roll up. We lift the arms up above the head, take the arms all the way overhead, bring the hands up, and then rolling up, trying to keep the feet to the floor. This is where I'm just going to quickly grab my little pad, pop it underneath the low back to see if I can get that roll up a little bit better. Hands up in front, rolling all the way up just a tiny bit better, and then rolling back down again. So I've got that sticky section. I'm really still working on that, so work in progress. But it's tough for me to find that change of shape of spine to get that full roll up. Nice. All right, this is going to be my last one. Hands up, all the way up into that roll up position, and then take a restack into the spine. I'm going to take the block out, the little rolled up towel there, and then we go into roll over. So I'm going to roll all the way back down onto the mat, and then I'm going to bring the legs up into a tabletop position. Actually, I'm going to start from there. Traditionally, you probably started from the floor. So I'm going to exhale, take the legs away. Inhale, fold. Exhale, roll over. Separate the legs, flexing the feet. Rolling slowly down through the spine. Reaching the legs away. Fold, roll, separate, flex the feet. Roll slowly down. We've got one more in this direction. Together, fold, roll. Overhead. Separate the legs. Rolling slowly down. Reaching the legs away. And we do one more there. And then we're going to reverse that pattern. So we'll keep the legs separated as you roll over, flex up and together, and then rolling slowly down. Go again, separate, fold, roll. Together, flexing through the feet, roll down. We'll take one more here. Fold, roll. Flex the feet, and rolling slowly down, and we'll lower the legs all the way down. See if you can do that nice and strong through the center as you release down. One leg circle, flex the foot, bring one leg up into a leg reach, and then circling around. I'll do the traditional Pilates, Joseph Pilates exercise where he actually lifts the hips as you circle the leg around. We're going to reverse, taking around, letting that hip lift as the leg comes across the midline. Nice, we've got one more here. And then we're going to bring that leg down, switching the legs. Flex the foot that's on the floor, pointed the other one to the ceiling, and then away you go with those circles. Circling the hip in its socket, allowing that hip to lift as the leg goes across the midline. I'm going to reverse. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last 2. And a 1. Nice, and then we're going to come up into a sitting position. So I'm going to reach up and take another roll up. Let's see how that goes. Oh, there we go. Up and over. And then a re-stack the spine. All right, next up is rolling like a ball. So we're going to pull the knees in towards the chest. rolling that pelvis back. Try and maintain that ball-like shape as you roll back. Here we go, rolling the pelvis back. Press the breastbone into the belly to lift you up. Roll and return to that balance. Keeping that C shape through the spine to get the roll. The feeling of massage through the spine. We'll go one more. Rolling. Find your balance, stay here. We go into single leg stretch. Reaching away and a switch and a switch and a switch. Pulling that knee into the chest. Strong through the center as you're working. 3, 2, 1. Tabletop. Land your head. Ready for double leg stretch. Head, shoulders lift. Reaching both arms away. Circle around and pull in. Reach away and in. Traditional breath. Inhale away. Exhale to pull in. Using the exhale to pull everything into the center. Using those tummy muscles to bring those limbs back into the center. Reach and then pause. We come up into a sitting position again, reaching the arms overhead and coming into that roll up. Again, returning to the vertical. We're going to do a spine stretch forwards next. So separating the legs a little bit. We're going to place the hands down onto the mat and we're going to come up and over and reach forwards. And we go forwards, further, furthest, and then a restack the spine. We go again up and over, forwards, further, furthest, and then restack the spine. Last one, up and over, sliding the hands, trying to reach the furthest on that very last one. Return to vertical. Open leg rocker is next. So we're going to scoot forwards, separate the legs, roll back into your kind of teaser balance position here, but we've got the support of the backs of the thighs. I'm going to do the first couple with the knees bent. Rolling back, return to your balance. And let's do that again. Rolling back, return to balance. If it's available, full version. Hands holding onto the ankles or the feet. Roll back, return to balance. Good. We'll do one more. Roll back, return to balance. And hold. Bringing the legs out, ready, into a sitting position. We're going to do corkscrew. So rolling back, take the legs overhead into that rollover position. And then we roll down one side of the spine. I'm going down my right side. Circle the legs around. I'm coming up my left. Going to reverse that. Rolling down the left. Scoot the legs around. Up the right. I'm going to do that one more time each side. Rolling down right, up left. Down left. And then I'm coming back up the right, stabilizing through that pelvis as I go. Hold there and then reach down nice and slowly through the center. Good. And lowering those legs all the way down. Zip up those tummy muscles to support the weight of the legs. Bringing the arms up and overhead, we return to a sitting position. Nice. I'm just going to shuffle back a little bit. And then we are into our saw. So separate the legs here, nice and vertical up through the spine, taking the arms out to the side, rotate to one side, flex forwards as you reach for the little toe, return to a vertical position, and then return to the mid position. Let's do that again. Rotate, flex as you come on down, restack the spine, and then return to the center. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale to flex. Inhale to return to vertical. Back into the center, other side. Twist. Flex as you push through. Restack and return center. So take your time to find that sort of 4 steps of the movement here. Finish your twist and then turn back to the center. Final one, twist, rotate. You'll notice I'm turning that back hand, joining with that if that works for you. Reset through the center and then release. All right, next up, we're going to come onto our tummies for a few exercises here. So let's just flip over and come onto the belly. We're going to separate the legs a little bit. Bring the hands by the shoulders. We're heading into a swan. I think I'm going to take this as 3 lots of 3. So rather than going straight into the full exercise, I'm going to kind of build it a little bit. So we're going to broaden the collarbones, lift the head, lift the shoulders, pushing down through the pubic bone and lifting the tummy muscles. I come up into that swan, controlling back down again. So this is your swan prep here. Quite often it's called a cobra prep. It's very similar to that cobra exercise from yoga. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Here comes the change. We're going to slow rock this. So inhale to lift, maintain that banana shape and rock forwards as you reach the legs out behind you. Return. So there's a nice slow, easy rock here. It's like you're the runners on a rocking horse and you're just going in slow motion. All right, now we're going to take it a little quicker. We let go with the hands, catch. Let go with the hands, catch. Last one. And then let's go for it and do the full version. Reach, lift, last one, catch, and then release down. Oh, take a moment on the tummy, just rocking the pelvis, releasing off the spine. Next up is one leg kick. So propping yourself up onto your elbows as you're going to make a fist and curl the hands around it. Float the heart up and push the pubic bone into the mat, getting ready for that one leg kick. So we bend one leg, point, flex, release the leg back down again, point, flex, release back down. Exhale, exhale, inhale back down. Keep growing through the crown of the head, stabilizing through the torso and the pelvis as that leg kicks. That's the challenge here. One more each side. And the other side. Nice, and then we lay back down, ready for double leg kick. So I'm going to keep my face facing forward. Sometimes this is done with a head turn. Try and bring the feet together for the kicks here. Hands behind the back, hands clasped. Kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Straighten the legs. Maybe a little separation as well, lifting the chest. We go down again. Kick 2, 3. Lengthen, straightening the legs, pressing the arms away. 1, 2, 3. Inhale to lift. Last round. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale to lift and reach and land. And take a well-deserved breath into the back of the body there. All right, we're coming back over onto our back for the neck pull. So this is a challenge for me. Let's see how it goes. I'll need to reach my hands forwards, but let's get going. So we've got the hands behind the head, elbows are slightly forwards. Let's flex the feet, legs are together and long. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. There we go. There's that little reach to help me up. Dive over the thighs. Restack the spine. We go again, leading with the pelvis as we roll back. Now again, as I get through that sticky section, I'm going to reach my hands just to help me control back, hands behind the head. Inhale to lift, exhale through the hard section. Inhale to restack the spine and exhale as you roll back down. Use the arms if you need it. If you can keep the hands behind the head, then do. Let's just do one more. Lift, up and over. Restack the spine. And then we release all the way back down to the mat. We're going to stay there when we get there. Reach and release. Good. Bring the hands by the hips. Bend the knees up. We're going to take this into the scissors and the bicycle. That's in like a plow, shoulder stand type position. Legs to tabletop. Reach the legs away. Fold and roll until you roll over. Bring the hands behind your hips, your pelvis there. Reach your legs to the sky and then we go for our scissors. Split and split. Keep reaching the feet to the sky to take some weight out of your hands. Keep long and loose through the neck as you work this bicycle. Split the legs, bend one knee to pull through. Controlling, try to keep the pelvis still as you work these hips. Let's reverse that now. So bicycle backwards. 3, 2, 1. Reach the legs long. Fold and roll all the way back down again. Land your feet. Ready for a shoulder bridge. Come up into the bridge position. Let's slide the hands behind the waist here. Hold one leg tabletop, reach the foot to the sky. Flex to lower, point to the ceiling. Flex to lower, point to the ceiling. One more round. Bend and replace. Same on the other side. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Last one. Bend and land. Let's do one more on each side. Bend, reach to the sky. Flex to lower, point to the ceiling. Flex to lower, point to the ceiling. One more round. And bend and replace. Other side. Reach to the sky. Flex to lower, point to the ceiling. Point to the ceiling. Last one. Bend, replace, lift and roll back through the spine. We come back up into sitting, reach the legs out long. Roll up if you want it, otherwise pivot around onto one side and come up into a sitting. Next up is spine twist. So we're going to keep the feet together. Find that long feeling through the spine, nice and lengthened. Take the arms out to the side. We twist to one side, a little further, furthest, back to the center. Go again. Twist, further, furthest, center. Twist, further, further, center. Exhale, 2, 3. I'm feeling like I'm wringing out my waist as I'm doing those pulses. Last 1, 3, 2, 1. Center, release. Straight into joyous jackknife. We're gonna roll back, roll over, hold. Reach the feet to the sky. Try and scrape your toenails along the ceiling as you roll down, slowly lowering. Legs go away from the vertical. We go again. Fold, roll. Feet reach to the sky. Keep reaching as you roll slowly back down again. So you're trying to minimize the collapse of the thighs on the chest. Maximize the work through the abdominals. Feel the work through the glutes and the hamstrings as well. Keep reaching those legs. Whoa, this is our last one. Roll all the way down and land those feet. All right, we're going to roll over onto your side. And we've got side leg kick. So lying down on your side. I like to line the body up with the back length of mat. Then I'm going to hinge my feet forwards to that front corner. Lift the top leg, keep the pelvis nice and still. Inhale, kick, exhale, pull back. And actually, let's do it a bit more traditional. Kick, kick, and reach back. Kick, kick, and reach back. And again, in Joseph Pilates' book, he actually looks like this. Hands behind the head. So let's try that. Inhale, kick, kick. Exhale, pull back. Last one. Inhale, kick, kick. Exhale, pull back. Nice. Let's pivot around and do the other side. As I go, I'm just sliding my pack around. So here we are, lying down on our side. So, as I say, I like to lengthen myself along the back length of mat. So I know I'm kind of straight line here, hinging forwards at the hips, lifting that top leg, and then we go with the kick. Inhale to kick, exhale, pull back. And again, we've got that little reach in, reach away. Reaching the sit bones to the foot ends of your mat. Here I am, both hands behind the head. And that's a little extra stability challenge to hold the hands behind the head as you go here. So the reaching of the sit bones helps to feel a stretch into the back of the thigh. I'm trying to fire up my glutes to get that leg behind the line of the body. That's the last one there. And then release, bringing it back down again. We're coming around into a sitting position again. All right, next up is teaser. So we start sitting. We're going to roll back. As you roll back, bring your legs up into the air. Land the head, reach the arms overhead. Bring the hands up, roll all the way up into your teaser position, and then roll back down again, reaching the arms overhead. We're going to do 2 more. Rolling up, find the teaser, a little shake, and a roll back down. In an ideal world, those legs stay still in space as you work this. And then all the way back down again. We're going to land the legs, reach, take a well-deserved breath here. and then come back up into the sitting position. Next up is hip twist. So we're going to take the hands behind, push down through the hands, bring the legs in. I've started to a tabletop position. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep my legs a little bit bent here. Draw the tummy muscles in, circle the legs out and around, and then come back up to where you started. Reverse it. Rolling down, back up to where you started. Let's try with the straight legs. Out and around and up. Really trying to stabilize through the spine. Allow the pelvis to roll with it a little bit. Oh, I can only do one more. Nice. Reach and lengthen back down. Find your way back into a sitting position. All right, we're nearly there. We're rolling down onto the mat. We're going to go onto our tummy for swimming. So let's take a roll down, all the way down, reaching the arms overhead. Flip over onto your belly. Find your way into your mat. Reach your limbs to all four corners of your mat. Draw in through the tummy muscles. Gently float your heart up, just to levitate your head off the mat. Then we're going to levitate the arms and the legs, and then we come into this flutter. Inhale for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts. Reaching the arms long, stabilizing through the torso. Last 2 and 1. Reach everything long. Land down and breathe. All right, let's head back to a shell stretch just for a moment. Break, breathing into the back of the body there. Nice. We'll take a little side stretch while we're here. Place the right hand on top of the left and just reach back for that stretch. Go ahead and do the other side, just to take a moment. We've got more work to come. Leg pull, front is next. And then we're going to see how we go from there. So here we are into your full plank position. Try and keep that nice and strong through the plank. Lift and lower. Keep pelvic headlights facing the floor as you do your lift and lower. One more each side. Then we're going to try the transition into leg pull. So I'm going to take one hand over to the other side, pivot around, scoot back into the center. I made it. Here we go. Lifting the leg. Flex to lower. Point to lift. Flex to lower. Last one. Good. So this is your leg pull. And land back down. Keep pushing. Lifting the pelvis. Point, flex. Point, flex. Last one. So we do 3. Point, flex. And last round. 3 lifts. 3 times. Last one. Point, flex. Point, flex, and land everything back down into that sitting position. Next up is kneeling. So let's come around into a kneeling position here. Good, all the way up. Remember that side kick? Here it comes in a kneeling position. So we're kneeling in the middle of the mat. Take one leg out long and straight, arms out to the side, and then we're going to land down to lift the leg. Hand behind the head. Inhale to kick forwards, exhale, pull back. Keep that coming exactly the same as we do lying on your side. So if you don't like this position, for whatever reason, feel free just to lie down on your side to do. Last one here. Return to center. Other side. So let's take the arms out, reach that leg long, nice and strong through the center, up and over. Remember, you can adjust that underneath foot to find a good balanced position there. And you can have these back toes flipped or flat, you choose. Inhale, kick, point the toe to pull back. Inhale, kick, point to pull back. Feeling the stretch again in to the hamstrings as you kick forwards, feeling that lovely control through the pelvis as you're working. We've got one more here. Reach, bring it back through the center, come up into kneeling. We're going to drop down onto one butt cheek here and make our way into a side bend. So we want to think about this being a side bend rather than a side plank. So I'm going to start with this foot just hooked underneath and this hand here. So I've kind of created a triangle, hand, butt, cheek, foot. All right, then we're going to push down through those underneath pieces on the floor, lift up with a side bend and bring it back down again. 2 more. Inhale to lift, exhale to control, back down again. Think about shortening the underneath side of the waist as you lengthen the top. Bring it all the way back down again. We got the other side to do. Pivot around, coming on, underneath foot, hooked under, hand here. Let's go. Push down through the feet, lift up and side bend. Control, back down again. 2 more. Pushing the floor away from you with your hand and the feet. Inhale to lift and exhale all the way back down again. Nice job. We've got the boomerang next. So we'll pivot around into sitting, crossing over at the ankles, hands by the side here. We're going to exhale as you roll back, switch the legs, find your teaser balance, reach your hands behind you, lower the legs and circle the arms around. Let's go again. Roll back, switch the legs, find your teaser balance. Sometimes that needs a little knee bend. You can take it. Arms to the back, circle around and land. 2 more rounds. Roll, switch, teaser, hold. Use the knee bend if you need it. Arms back, circle around to land. Final one. Roll, switch. There it is. Teaser, arms back, lower, circle around, and a restack the spine. All right, we're back over onto our belly. Oh no, we're not. We're going to do seal and crab. So some more rolling exercises. So bring the soles of the feet together, loop the hands through and underneath and come through to this seal position. We're going to clap our feet together. 1, 2, 3, roll, clap. 1, 2, 3, roll. So each end, you're just trying to balance to give you time to do your clap. I think I only did 2 there. Let's try 3 on this last round. 1, 2, 3, roll. 1, 2, 3, balance and a rest. Next up is crab. Now, only do this if you really feel confident. It's not one I teach at all. It's not one that's really in my own practice, but I want to show it because it is part of the 34. So we've got the ankle. Let's make sure I've got enough room. So make sure you're sitting in the middle of your mat if you are doing this one. Bringing your hands to your feet that are crossed. We're coming into that balance position. You're rolling like a ball again. So we're going to roll back, switch and recross the legs, come up and over, land on the top of the head. Roll back, switch the legs. So there's minimal pressure going down through the top of the head there. It's just like a little balance point. Maybe a bit of length through the back of the neck as you do this. Please only do this if you feel confident with controlling that roll up. This is the last one. Switch, roll, land, and then we'll release and come back into our sitting position. Now we can roll over onto our tummy and do rocking. So flipping over onto your belly, we're going to reach back for the legs. I like to flex my feet. I feel like I've got connection there. Let your legs separate a little bit. Push down through the pubic bone, kick into the legs. Inhale to lift, exhale to rock forwards. Using the breath to find that. Oh, that stuff. Nice. Release. It's tough to do that exercise and talk at the same time. All right, let's take a moment just onto your tummy. And press back into shell stretch. Just take a little moment there, breathing into the back of the body. So we've got control balance and then our push-ups to finish. So let's see how well we can find that balance. We are into sitting again. We're going to head into a rollover. So rolling over, reach the feet to the sky and reach your arms overhead. That's why it's called control balance. We split the legs nice and slowly and controlled. Reaching, working through the back of the thigh as that leg lifts. So I'm using my glutes, using my tummy muscles to control here. All that hard work we've already done, helping me find that balance. I think it's one more. Reaching the legs, hands back down. Ooh, there we go. Roll back down and reaching the legs long again. Final one. We're going to flip over onto your hands and your knees. Good. Let me just bring my pack with me. There we are. Okay. Push-ups are next. These are like tricep push-ups. You can do your push-ups onto your knees if you prefer. But we've gone for it throughout, so let's go for it now. Out into your plank position. 3 press-ups. 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands back to the feet and come on up into a standing position. Nice and lengthened, strong. Let's go again. Spine stretch forwards. Walk the hands out. So 3 lots of 3 again. All right, rib cage and upper arms connect. Drive up. Keep that coming. We got one more. Walk the hands back. Roll it up into a standing position. Take a breath. Final round. Spine stretch forwards. Land the hands. Walk them out. Find that nice strong plank. Remember, you can go to your knees if you need it. 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands back. Roll all the way up into a standing position. Release. Oh, well done. And if you join me for all of that, give yourself a gold star, because that was tough. But you can see those 34 Pilates, Joseph Pilates original exercises, they are tough, which is why we work a lot with the pre-Pilates stuff to build into doing those exercises.